Hi, and welcome to my channel, Laura's Library Card. So, I decided to do my March TBR as a separate video from my February wrap up because I kind of wouldn't shut up for my February wrap up. And so, if you're interested in both, then you'll watch both videos. If you're only interested in one, here you go. You're welcome. So, what am I planning to read in March? I saw that there was another round of the Tropeical Readathon happening in March, and I really had a great time participating in that in August. So I wanted to participate in the Tropeical Readathon again, especially since it's like got this fun competitive element where you sign up for a team and then your books and your pages read count as points for that team. So I like that element where it's sort of a competition, or at least it's a fun point gaining system. But also I'm in a lot of different like book clubs and buddy reads and read-alongs. So I definitely was trying to figure out how to read so many books, and I average like 11 or 12 books a month. I think last August I finished 14 out of 15 of the prompts. I finished 14 books. And I was really like, I pushed myself last August. So I was like trying to figure everything out super carefully. And then I was like, you know what, Laura, like let it go. No, I I have a lot of stuff going on in my personal life, with multiple, Dungeons and Dragons sessions, and like I said, these book clubs that I'm in, and my real life job is going to be crazy hectic this month in March, and so I will actually have less time to listen to audiobooks at work where I normally can listen to a fair bit of like almost all my audiobook listening happens at work, and I have a feeling that that's going to decrease. And also my stress levels and overtime are going to increase in March just because life. So I let myself kind of calm down, and I did not push to schedule or plan for myself more than 11 books. And I feel like that's kind of a standard number for me, and that means I will not accomplish every single prompt on the Tropeical Readathon board, but I think I can be happier by setting a low bar and getting as many points as I can. And if it's magically have more time, then I have a plethora of books that I can get to. So what am I going to be reading in March? Well, first of all, let's start with some of those book clubs and the commitments I have. I have a real life fiction book club that is the 3rd of March, and we are going to be reading Transcendent Kingdom by Gyasi. So I just started this today. It is the 1st of March that I'm filming this, and I already like it. I think I'm about a third of the way through. It's not as long as I thought it was going to be. And I'm already really liking it because the main character, Gifty, has a neuroscience degree and she's a graduate student. And so that speaks to me because I was a neuroscience undergraduate. And I'm really liking this balance between like her home life and her sort of history, family history, and how she was raised, paired with the neuroscience and the science part of it. So that's really awesome. So anywho, rest of the TBR. So I've got to read Transcendent Kingdom, finish it by Wednesday evening. I also am still participating in the Immortals After Dark read along. So I have to finish the 6th book, which I mentioned in my other video. And the title is Kiss of a Demon King. I'm in the middle of that one too. And then I want to read the next couple books over the course of the month, so I'll list those in a minute. I also am participating in a real life book club the 10th, and the book we chose is The Reckless Oath We Made by Bryn Greenwood. I can't remember the author's name, but I'll put the cover here. This I'm pretty sure I saw recommended from Libraries and Labradors channel, but it sounded really good, and it definitely sounded like a book club book, so I picked that and hope it doesn't suck because that was my choice for the book club. And then also I have a book club at the end of the month, which is the Paige Turner book club, and the book that we were going to be reading in March is The Project by Courtney Summers, which has to do with like cult stuff. So I'm looking forward to that, and I think it's a thriller, so I don't read a ton of thrillers, but I like to read them just for some variety. I haven't felt like very thrilled by any recently, so I'm hoping this one can hit those buttons for me. But yeah, so I'm going to, editing Laura's gonna have to figure this out, but I think I can like shrink down and then put the Tropeical Readathon graphic here and make it bigger so you can read it. I'm not gonna go through every single prompt, but basically the 11 books that I hope to read and what prompts I hope to fill. The the 3 Immortals After Dark books that I'm going to be reading in March is actually the Warlord Wants Forever. But all these are by Kresley Cole, and this is actually book like 0.5 in the series, but they've put it here. I think that makes the most sense. They think it makes the most sense, I guess. But I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the war setting. You know, Warlord, war. Okay, it's a stretch, but most of the rest of these are better. And then Untouchable is the 7th book for Immortals After Dark, and I'm putting that in a 1-word title. And then Pleasure of a Dark Prince is the 8th book in the Immortals After Dark, and I am putting that in the paranormal romance trope. I don't know why that's like a trope for the romance category, but whatever. It's more of a subgenre, but I'm counting it. I do intend to finally get to, spoiler alert, I've had it out from the library, and the library is like, you need to return that. But I definitely plan to read that by Olivia Dade, and I have that in the sort of celebrity romance category for a team challenge for romance. And then I also intend to read the team romance book. They offer 2 books as like team books, and so I plan to read Love from A to Z by S.K. Alley as the romance team book. And the Tropeical Readathon has a Discord, and there is a team romance chat channel, and there's also a Love from A to Z chat channel. So as I read, I can chat with other people. So I'm looking forward to that. I also have checked out the Rivalry by Nikki Sloane. It's been on hold for a while, and that just came available, so I sort of feel like I should read it, or else I'm gonna have to wait another couple months for it to come back around again. So I plan to put the Rivalry in the category of, I put it in coming of age because it's like a college romance. I didn't really know where else to put it. If you see another one on here that maybe it would fit better. I can't double up on these though, then go ahead and include that. I also, I read a lot of audiobooks and ebooks, so I could potentially cover either of those boxes. And for now, I just stuck The Reckless Oath We Made, which was my book club book I mentioned before, in the ebook section. If I choose something else that is an audiobook that would fit that prompt better so that I could rearrange things, that might happen. I am finishing up the Days of Blood and Starlight, which is a buddy read. So I'm putting that as the buddy read prompt and should be finishing that here in the first week of March. And then I do plan to read Actor Age, Evie Brown by Talia Hibbert, and I put that in the Tropeical Readathon category of enemies to lovers / enemies to friends. I actually have not read Take a Hint, Dani Brown. I know, how can Laura even be a romance reader? And I actually even own Take a Hint, Dani Brown, but I just haven't quite gotten to it. So if I do have any room in March that's extra, that is the book that I'm going to include. But Actor Age, Evie Brown is the March read for the Sugar and Spice book club. The live show will be early in April. So I do want to read that because it's a book club book, but I also want to read it because it's new and I think that it would fit this prompt. So the last 2 that are on my official TBR is Transcendent Kingdom that I already mentioned, and that's going to fit the multiple POC characters prompt, and The Project, which I also already mentioned. I am putting in the genre that I don't normally read because I don't normally read thrillers. I think that's 11 books that are on that I have kind of plotted out that I really hope to get to in March. I am excited about most of them. I hope to finish all of them, especially since I kind of am involved in so many participation book clubs and discussions and stuff. And when I was talking to my husband about this, he said, why don't you just like have fewer commitments? And I was like, well, the part that I actually really like about booktube and about reading is talking to other people about these books. So I don't want to get rid of any of my book clubs really, especially if I'm enjoying what we're reading. So yeah, so I'm trying to be a little more realistic and only have 11 books. Some of these are quite chunky. I think a couple of them are over 400 pages, which is fine. I don't mind a long book, but when I'm like trying to like get through stuff, maybe that might slow me down. But yeah, so that is my March TBR. If you have read any of these or have a recommendation similar to any of these, or if you are saying, Laura, you dummy, rearrange your Tropeical Readathon board like this, please comment down below and tell me how I can do things better. Thanks so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!